Today, your information is more exposed than ever.
Hello, QArmy. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, guys. Welcome. Please like and share this video. We go all and fight, 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 and fight we will. Welcome to the Matrixxx Groove show, because it's no longer just an hour. Welcome to the show, guys. Please like, subscribe, and share, and support us if you can. Down below, there's a bunch of stuff to support us with. We got My Patriot Supply link over there. We've got redpillliving.com/intheMatrixxx. There's also a new code there to get 15% off. And we got t-shirts, we got all this kind of cool stuff. We've got the YouTube, join the YouTube group if you want. But with that being said, it's 3:31 here on, 3/31/2020, Shady. And I'm going to bring my partner in justice, Mr. Shady Groove. Shady.
Hello, sir. And I would like to thank everyone who has supported a sponsor out there. You guys are keeping us here on the air and showing the sponsors that we are worth having as a partner. So much love to all of you for that. Matrixxx, we are seeing some crazy stuff out there. I think we're going to get into it here soon. But hey, Carly's out there.
Carly's
lots
out there.
of folks out there. Yes, much love, everybody.
We got Palm City in the house. Welcome, Gene. That's awesome. Palm City is in the house here in this house in Palm City. Welcome to the show. We got Jennifer DeChantel out there. Mickey Molina, welcome. Hi. Brenda Fox, hello. Q Murdoch, hello, hello, hello. Mount Catskill. Mountain.
Somebody's birthday. Who is this?
Whose birthday?
Miss North? Somebody? Oh,
Miso North. Happy
Miso
birthday, Miso North. And the LK Dark Delight's in here. It's a birthday. We love birthdays here. We love birthdays. Happy birthday, Miso. Love it. Shady, man, I tell you, it's been pretty crazy out there. Keeping up, we got, who is it? Cuomo has COVID-19 from CNN.
Fredo.
Wow, Fredo has it.
Got my corona.
Ma corona. I mean, I'm not laughing. It's not funny, but I mean, I tell you, it's interesting. The people.
Oh, it's not funny. No, you're right.
The kind of people that are actually getting ma corona is kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is interesting considering that there's only a few thousand people that have this. The interesting ones are getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, right? I mean, what percentage of the population actually has it? 0.00007?
Yes, something like that. Maybe less.
Maybe less. And, I don't exactly know what it is, but...
less of a percentage than Elizabeth Warren is Native American.
That's right. That's right. She's 120. Donald J. Trump is more Native American than she is.
Hey, Seattle Patriot 1776. How you guys doing out there?
Colleen Deli May says, I'm loving In the Matrix and Shady's digs these days. I'm learning so much about how we are taking our country back. Thank you for giving us hope. And yes, we can trust the plan. Wow. Yeah.
5-5.
5x5. Lisa says, yes, CV infected public figures are interesting. It is interesting. Also, queued up there, he's our gematria guy. And he noticed, Shady, today that the first tweet for Donald J. Trump noticed that it was a Pesur, a reference to Pesur.
Pesur, gematria code in the capital letters. That is correct.
Yeah, and it I think it even had a 5-5 in it. So anyways, it's interesting that this stuff is, I mean, there's still shows running around ignoring the Pesur fact, and they're thinking that it's actually a person, and P equals Powell is what they're saying. You know, it's just very, very interesting how we had that dig yesterday, Shady, and we're noticing that a lot of the different terms are leading to financial terms, like a fly spread, fishing is fun. Now we've got, you know,
Loop.
Yeah, loop capital, loop financing. Very interesting. You know, what's interesting too is that, let me grab it real quick because before we head into this dig, I wanted to show you that there was an interesting, you know, our Attorney General, Bob Barr, you know, basically tells everybody, hey, now let me grab it. It's right here. Let me bring it onto the screen for you guys.
We're watching you.
Yeah, side-by-side graphic, Barr threat to hoarders. Sure enough, SEIU locates 39 million masks in California. Now, these masks were probably sent by 3M, put in a warehouse as a sale.
Yep.
And we are trying to get the supply chain back, folks. Reason why I say this is, let me go to Shady. Remember we were talking yesterday about the fishing is fun and all of that and fly. So if you look at fishing, a fish, an abbreviation for first in, still there. The term is tongue-in-cheek reference for first in, first out accounting method, but it refers to a company that keeps its inventory for a long time, often because of poor sales. Ultimately, this may render the inventory obsolete. A company dealing with fish may be in or near financial trouble. And also, back in 1999, right around 1999 and 2000, there were a lot of companies that were having accounting issues. And what was found is that, let's say 3M had company A, 3M, that was their main company, set up a shell company, company B, sent 39 million masks to a warehouse, showed those as a sale for company A, and then company B may or may not return it next, the next quarter to get an RMA. But their numbers look good for that month, and or they might have wrote it off for a donation to SIEU, which is a union that supported the Obamas, if you recall. So I don't know, man. There's something here to it. We are trying to get back our money into the Treasury from the Federal Reserve bankers, and we're trying to fix the speed to market. And all of the different things. And you notice our president is only dealing with trades and tariffs. Like, for example, China tariffs and trade. Mexico, Canada, and United States. There's that new, it rhymes with YMCA, DCMA, right? So you've got that. Those are all fixing the trade routes that have been hijacked by the Federal Reserve and or international bankers and or trustees. Shady.
Yeah, and manipulated. Also, we have the trade deals with the EU and India. India is very key because India was an amazing partner to the United States up until the administration of George Sr. And then all of that changed. Everything started massively shifting to China. And I think that maybe all of us can collectively come together now and understand that cheap goods from China are not worth the cost.
No.
Okay. And it's interesting because all of us have sort of been in, I mean, you know, the Walmart out there, the Dollar General, these stores are like these are like China straight, that you're buying all this stuff from China. And we're learning that, okay, maybe it is cheaper, but who suffers to produce those products? And China is now, you know, completely lying about their corona outbreak and, you know, the number of people that were killed there and all of this disinformation. I'm hoping that the Americans that are sitting at home now are starting to understand that it is not worth the cost of cheaper. Cheaper is not necessarily better in our world.
Right. And I do want to thank Joseph Gully. I did misspoke. I meant USMCA, US, Mexico, Canada. Thank you, Joseph. But that will fix the trade routes too. I mean, I don't think people understand the levity of the situation. I mean, this is actually so huge, and they're fighting back, and they're hoarding stuff. I mean, this is just incredible. What we're seeing playing out right now, guys.
Well, I just don't understand how I don't understand how we can have Governor Cuomo on there every day, and then he can one day say, "Oh, the president isn't acting properly by not providing ventilators," and then the next day we say, "You've got 2,000 ventilators sitting there in storage that you're not using," and he's like, "Oh, well, we don't need those yet."
There's our Governor Cuomo right there, Shady.
But the day before, what's in the shirt?
I don't know, Shady.
I don't know what's in there, bro.
I don't know. He's got the full armor of. Never mind. I don't know, guys. I'm just leaving that there. I have no idea.
Armor up, baby.
I don't know what to say.
Heavy metal? No.
I know, guys. This is the guy that's running for president every day on Fox News, right there.
Maybe My Pillow could start making Cuomo a man's ear.
There's my tweet. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some really good comments under here.
There's a proper explanation for this, I'm sure.
I don't usually hold briefings, but when I do, I make sure my polo shirt shows off my. Oh my gosh, guys!
My assets.
Unsee. I love it.
I bleach.
Oh lordy, guys, I am sorry. Oh boy.
Well, we couldn't resist that. We have to share that. If we're going to laugh about it behind the scenes, we got to share it with these guys, right?
Yeah, look at this. Kevin, he releases 8 sex offenders and 3 child rapists from prison for claiming coronavirus. That's nice, huh? There's your guy. Oh, anyways, some interesting comments, and we found some interesting facts in that, Shady. Wow. I wanted to quickly talk about this, too. Nancy Pelosi fiddling. She said he's fiddling around while people are dying, guys.
Okay.
Do you remember this meme, guys? Remember? This is a Q proof.
I remember.
This was Scavino tweeted it. Then Anon says, "Come on, Q plus, retweet, have POTUS retweet this, right? Look at this, guys. Boom. And then nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. Rig for red, Q. And, you know, this is, do you hear the music? We are all connected. The maestro leads. Q distributes the scores, and each of us plays his instrument. Where we go one, we go all. And that's Donald J. Trump. And 17 hours later, do you hear the music? We're all connected. So Scavino to Trump. Wow.
And amazing that this is triggering Nancy.
Yes. And here we got
specifically this one, he's fiddling.
Fiddling.
Did the devil go down to Georgia?
He was looking for a soul to steal. The devil went into the house. She was looking for a lot of souls to steal. She was in a bind. She was way behind.
She was looking for a speech to rip up.
Oh my gosh. Here, let's check it out. Let me see. Here it is. Let's just start here. I think it's here.
Neither amount was enough because, again, every single day, have to do more. I think this bill was just a down payment. We had in the House bill $200 billion. The final bill was $150. Neither amount was enough because, again, every single day, the need grows. We have other issues that we have to deal with in the bill in terms of personal protective equipment and an OSHA rule that protects workers. We have to do more in family medical leave. We have to be able to make people who get tested also have their visit to the doctor covered. We have to do more in terms of the assault on pensions that was not addressed, but Senator McConnell said we'll do it in the next bill. We have to address what happened to the District of Columbia, which was really cruel, that they called it a territory, and hence they got several $100 million less in funding. The list goes on.
And you hear Nancy Pelosi there talking about what she calls phase 4, the need for an additional piece of legislation above and beyond that massive $2 trillion package already passed.
So as the president fiddles, people are dying.
This has been an unprecedented response. You never saw any other president perform in this capacity.
Right.
He's there every day at 5 o'clock. He's been sharing with everyone. We see what is happening comparatively, right? Like there's a lot happening and there's not a lot of people getting sick, but they're trying to accuse him of killing people, obviously.
Yeah. Well, CNN has it. The guy from CNN has it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know what else is interesting too is that there was right here, we've got the Herald right here, 42 test positive for COVID at Whidbey Island, guys.
Another nursing home.
Whidbey Island? Do you remember Whidbey Island, Shady?
Yes, Whidbey Island is where the missile was fired from.
Really?
Yes, it was.
What missile, Shady?
The missile that was shot off there near the time that the president, I think it was a day or so after he was flying to Singapore.
You mean this one right here? Unauthorized missile fired. Unauthorized emergency incoming. Missile threat activated Hawaii. POTUS Air Force One. POTUS reroutes. Coincidence. No MSM investigations. Biggest threat to the American people. Q.
Not a peep about this missile being fired in the mainstream news.
Whidbey Island, guys. That's where this missile came from. Now, 42 people on the island, and this is a hat tip to iPod. Have it, Shady. Where did the missiles go? Blown up in the sky? Q responds, F-16 intercept. Q. And it says, an F-16 can shoot a missile out of the air? Q responds, specialized weapons package class 5. Q.
And that would be a yes.
That would be a yes. So Q, who has the authority to launch a missile? Q said unauthorized. So given COC process to launch, what does this tell you? Class removal, Washington, minutes after. Q.
And I think that that's telling us that whoever authorized the firing of the missiles classification was removed after it happened.
Specific reason for the reminder. Everything stated has a purpose. Q. Here's John O'Brien, and this was his tweet, if you recall. Your wrong-headed protectionist policies and antics are damaging our global standing as well as our national interests. Yes, John, it is. Your worldview does not represent American ideals. To allies and friends, be patient. Mr. Trump is a temporary aberration. The America you once knew will return. Shady.
Yeah, that's remember that was at the same time he put that out as Michael Avenatti was putting out the F-16 inside the targets, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yep, right at the same time. They
Yes,
were making threats.
I believe so. I thought I had this in this thread too, but this is why we look at these threads, guys.
Thought it would be in that one.
New conspiracy theory claims Air Force One was targeted by a missile strike by the Daily Dot. Mike Rothschild's. Pretty interesting, right? It's a conspiracy.
Everything's a conspiracy.
Yeah. This is not a game, guys. Here you go. Pretty interesting to look at, right? Zero head. Right there. So Whidbey Island now has coronavirus, 42 of them. Pretty interesting, guys.
And I think that a lot of people are starting to make the connections between some of these nursing homes and the other nursing homes throughout the country that have reported huge amounts of cases. And also, we're getting lots and lots of people whose family members have passed away, and they're claiming they died of COVID-19.
That's right.
And they weren't. The family members are like, no, this is not how he passed away. He had this, he had that, and so they're just making it up out there to try to inflate the numbers.
That's right. I think so too. I mean, we're gonna have to, just be patient and wait and see what's happening, right? But, we had MyPillow CEO yesterday, and did you know that there's a code, Shady?
I just saw this right before we came on the air.
Yeah, this is a Jordan Sather. What an interesting coupon code for MyPillow to have right now. Q. Not a bad discount either. Looks like it's still working. Try for yourself. MyPillow.com. Didn't POTUS just bring MyPillow CEO to the White House too? What a coincidence. Yes. Yep.
And didn't you think that was a pretty spectacular moment, like listening to that, where all of the companies were participating and acting in unison and really bringing up like what happened during World War II, and all of the private companies willingly they
retooled their factories to help with the response, if you will, right?
Yeah. And they did it voluntarily, and the president was saying to GE or GM about the ventilators, it's like, we're going to have to use the Defense Protection Act. And it was interesting to see a couple of them yesterday saying that there's no reason to use the Defense Protection Act against us because we're here on the wall with you.
The coupon code was Q. Here's Mike Lindahl, Saul, quick to the memes. Here we go. Savior of America. Savior of America. And the real Mike Lindell follows the intheMatrixxx account, guys.
Boom.
Is that a boom?
That's a boom.
That's a boom. Say there, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Love Saul. Saul memes. Everybody get over there at Saul Memes 1. Check her out. She's amazing. But pillow power, guys. Pillow power. I love it. Also, get your shovels. Yesterday we had a live dig. Wanted to definitely make sure about that. But Shady, I kind of wanted to cover this today too. This is JFK Jr. interviewed by Jay Leno, and he reads a poem from a 9-year-old Monica Lewinsky where she describes herself as pizza. And I actually want to play more of this, but let's just go and look at this real quick. By the way, it's not the same Monica Lewinsky the trolls are saying. Like, there's, come on, man. Here we go.
Monica Lewinsky poem that is in here. Explain this.
Oh, do we have to? I guess we should.
Well, we should.
We happen to have someone who sent us Monica Lewinsky's poem that she wrote in 9th grade. Actually, not in 9th grade, when she was a 9-year-old. And I know I'm going to rot in hell eternally for this, but can I maybe just give it a sample?
Yeah, give a sample.
Okay. It was written, the poem is a poignant rumination on how, quote, I can be a delicious lunch, dinner, or breakfast, if you're weird. She goes on to describe herself, quote, as a round and flat piece of dough with lots of topping. I am a mouth's best friend. I make you say, yum, yum.
It's amazing how kids know at a young age what they're going to do with their life.
Wow.
Yikers.
Wow. Here's Bill's reaction.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting how they're saying that it's not the same Monica Lewinsky. Are you seeing that too?
Yeah, I saw that. Look at this. Somebody had this in their thing. Need fresh baked pizza? We have a slice for everyone. And my tweet was right there with them. Isn't that weird? Right? Oh my gosh, guys. I mean, there's just, here's the pedophile codes. This is on the FBI website, guys. Okay. Very interesting, guys. You can't even see all the replies. But also in this actual video, he talks about, let me see, I'm trying to see if somebody actually, Somebody actually had posted it under here, but it's gone. That's weird.
It buried it probably.
Yeah. Let me find it. Let me see. It's on my timeline somewhere here real quick. But there's some interesting things in relation to the dig yesterday in this video, Shady. JFK, JR, J, Leno. Let's find it here real quick. Here it is. Here we go. All right, so let's actually watch this whole thing because I think it's pretty impressive, guys. Here we go. By the way, before we start, this made a rare appearance on The Tonight Show, and it was top secret.
It's time for the mystery guest. He is the editor-in-chief
Here we go.
of this fine magazine, George, the nation's largest political magazine. He and the editors of George have a new book out, just came out today, the Book of Political Lists. Very funny, very interesting. Please welcome John F. Kennedy, Jr. Well, thanks for coming.
Can't turn it up. This is from 1998, guys. I can hear it in my headphones good. I'm sorry.
Thank you for coming out. I know you don't usually do these kind of shows, so it's a thrill to have you here. Now, I know you're a New Yorker. Jerry's moving to New York. Any tips?
There's this great soup place. I don't know if you know. In the 50s.
Really?
Yeah.
How is the service?
He's a ill-tempered kind
I
of
see.
guy.
All right, I'll check it out.
Let me ask you.
I got to tell you, my judgment in following Mr. Seinfeld on the biggest night in TV, they always tell you in politics you got to watch who you follow. So I don't know what I was thinking, but it's a great honor to be here.
Well, it's an honor to have you
this
here.
night.
Yeah. Now, weren't you on, no, you weren't on Seinfeld, but you were portrayed, right?
My elbow, I think. It was,
Yeah, we had. You were in the famous contest episode.
yeah, well, that's
You
right.
stuck with the very.
I did. No, it was funny because I hadn't seen the episode, and I come out of my house in the morning, and everyone is like yelling across the street, and I'm walking to work. You know, I was a district attorney then, and people are driving by in their cars and honking. I'm going, what is going on here? So I walk in, and you know, as people start to say, oh, you know, I saw you last night. Were you on Seinfeld? Were you on Seinfeld? I said, no. What is everyone talking about? So they explained it, and then I had a trial, and I walk into the court, and the defendant is sitting there over there, and he goes, you were on Seinfeld. and I was like, no, I wasn't on Seinfeld. And he leans over to his lawyer, and he goes, guy's an actor, too. No wonder he failed the bar exam. So,
Could we go back a second? Did you say you hadn't seen?
it was the only one. It was the only one. But I got a tape, actually. The office was very kind to send it on.
Now, you've been obviously around politics your whole life. Do you think you will ever run? Would you ever run? Is that something people always...
Well, you know, other than people asking me, were you on Jerry Seinfeld show? That is the second most frequently asked question. You know, I'm being an editor of a political magazine. You're able to be in politics without really being in politics.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's like being the vice president, I guess. But,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same.
but it's.
Is it...
I mean, I have a great time doing that, and we all know that politics is a tough profession these days, but I think a very rewarding one.
Well, the magazine is terrific. I know, I look through it because it gives me great ideas for jokes.
Really?
Well, I like it because it's... Oh, no, it is, because... I mean, sometimes you read political magazines, it's all sort of very dry,
Right.
whereas you guys always come at it from a funny angle, which
Right.
kind of sparks.
Right.
And you always do interesting coverage. You always have people playing
Yeah.
Like you had, who was Dennis Rodman? What political figure was he?
No, Charles Barkley.
Oh, Barkley, that's what it was.
Yeah, he was George Washington.
George Washington.
And Harrison Ford was Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
And Howard Stern was George Washington.
Well, there you go.
Which there was a remarkable similarity there. And I mean, we've always actually been, trying to get you on the cover to do.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who would I?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think we happen to have one.
Is this?
Here.
Oh, I will. I'd love to do it. Who would I?
I think it's very.
Oh, that's lovely.
Lovely. Has anyone seen this?
It's. I see. That's.
He's in drag.
And I'm a handsome woman, very busty. Apparently, I'm a very busty woman. Well, now we're busting people for pictures. Let me ask you something, because I know in your life, I always see you. You always seem very dignified and avoid this and avoid that. And one day I opened George, and there is a picture of you naked in your own magazine. Wait, show. We have the picture. Show. There you are, right there. Now, naked.
How do you know he's naked? I can't tell if he's naked.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like he's wearing shorts.
Exactly. And running shoes.
No. The
He
man.
could have a very small tuxedo on.
All right. Now,
You might not be wearing pants.
Exactly.
Under there. No one knows that.
Now, were you naked in the photo?
I wasn't actually. I was.
Oh.
I was wearing pants and shoes. You would have perhaps had Newt Gingrich nude from the shoulders down.
I don't think anybody wants to see
think
that.
So? No, it wasn't. It was. Everyone always says that no one reads editors' letters, and they read that one. So, what are you gonna say? It worked for the time being, but.
Now, what is the Monica Lewinsky poem that is in here? Explain this.
Do we have to? I guess we should.
Well, we should.
We happen to have someone who sent us Monica Lewinsky's poem that she wrote in 9th grade. Actually, not in 9th grade, when she was a 9-year-old. And I know I'm going to rot in hell eternally for this, but can I maybe just give it a sample?
Yeah, give a sample.
Okay. It was written. The poem is a poignant rumination on how, quote, I can be a delicious lunch, dinner, or breakfast, if you're weird. She goes on to describe herself, quote, as a round and flat piece of dough with lots of topping. I am a mouth's best friend. I make you say, yum, yum.
It's amazing how kids know at a young age what they're going to do with their life. Well, this here is the... Now, this was fascinating, because this is a great sort of reference book, just looking up odd things. It's a book of celebrity lists. What is your...
Secret Service code names?
Political celebrity.
It's almost the same. What is your favorite? What is your favorite?
Well, there's a lot of them. I mean, we tried to basically have a kind of a resource book about politics that also had some funny things in there, and so that the whole problem with politics is people often think that it's dull and boring, and they don't really appreciate some of the drama or some of the history or some of the funny parts. So there are everything from code names of presidents to Jimmy Carter's list of 10 favorite desserts that he insisted to. Richard Nixon's protocol at state dinners.
What was the women? What was it? The women that ran for president.
Women who ran for president who couldn't vote for themselves.
Okay. Oh, dang. I was trying to just pause it.
Not in the 9th grade, when she was a 9-year-old.
Hang on.
And I know I'm going to.
So basically,
really state dinners.
What was the women? What was it? The women?
All right. So the women that ran for president. Now check this out. This leads in and is very important. Listen, guys. Think railroads. Think Pesur. Here we go.
Women that ran for president.
Women who ran for president who couldn't vote for themselves. There was, there's obviously lists of men who ran for president who shouldn't be able to vote for themselves, but the women, one of them, there were two. One of them was named Victoria Woodhull. She ran for president in 1872. No one really knows about this, but she was a free love candidate, and she had 2 husbands, and she got 3,000 votes. And one of her suitors was Cornelius Vanderbilt. And before she ran for president, she used to get stock tips from him. And she opened up her own brokerage house in New York and made a killing. So she was really a very modern woman way before her time.
Well, that's what's fun. It makes you realize there's nothing new, really, under the sun.
Well,
I mean, everything that's been done has sort of been done.
Yeah.
But it's very funny, just odd facts about various political figures. Oh. Well, listen, it's, of course, the book of political lists, and of course, George the magazine. Thanks so much.
Pretty interesting, eh, Shady? There you go. Cornelius Vanderbilt, she was backed by. Very, very interesting, guys.
Yep.
And she made it to New York and made a killing.
Yes, she did.
Pretty interesting. Vanderbilt, right? Wow, guys. So I just thought that was very interesting to watch. This interview too was very rare. Here's what was said in it. John F. Kennedy Jr. made a rare appearance on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno on May 14th, 1998. The appearance was top secret, and in the opening credits of The Tonight Show, he was listed as a mystery guest instead of using his name. So no one in the audience knew that JFK Jr. was coming out to be interviewed by Jay until he announced his name. Jerry Seinfeld was also on the show, and it was the evening of the final airing of the sitcom Seinfeld. And about a year later.
Wow, that show went off in 98. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's why the volume was a little messed up. And we can't help that. That's what we were privy to back in the day.
That was before HD audio, my friend.
That's right. That's right. CBS was busted using Italian pictures for New York.
Yep. Really trying to drive a narrative, aren't they?
They apologize, but I don't think that's good enough, guys. I don't think them just apologizing is good enough anymore. Do you?
No, it's like you can't apologize for doing that. That is unheard of. Like, why are we not seeing like how this happened, or why you did it, or someone getting some repercussions from it?
Right. Pretty.
What is this? Because it was literally the exact same video.
Yeah, very. I mean, it's obvious, guys. They knew.
They're trying to gin this up. Listen, I did a thread the other day and have found all kinds of inconsistencies with people going to the hospitals. They say the hospital's overrun. People are going down there with video cameras, and there's nothing going on. There's nobody at the hospital, just like there's nobody at the the big box stores.
Yeah. Yeah.
It isn't. It's not chaos and mayhem in the streets.
Very
in
interesting.
Places like New York and even overseas, there's inconsistencies with what they're claiming the numbers are.
Yep. Here we go. This is interesting. 17 members of a British family, not of the British family, catch coronavirus after attending a funeral. And in my best iPod voice, 17. I know. I can't do it. I can't. I know. We see too much Matrix. They can't fool us anymore, says Joseph Gully. Wow.
They can't fool us anymore. And that's a good point, because that is what this whole 2+ years was about making us non-gullible and about making us able to clearly see and communicate with one another, and also laugh at them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're laughing at them now. We're no longer afraid of them. We're laughing at them.
Yeah. Check this out too, Shady. Fabio Rampielli removes the EU flag, Shady.
Saw this.
Bye-bye. Sovereignty.
Forse ci vediamo dopo. Forse.
Wow, guys. Then also, let's take a look over at, I believe this is France, Shady. Yep. Boom.
Look at that. That's a little bit disrespectful of the globalist EU flag, isn't it?
Oh, I love it, Shady.
Wow.
Gosh, an unelected government being thrown away by the people of Europe. Thank you, One Truth Seeker. Q Plus. Absolutely, we love them both. Joseph Gully, no, we see too much of the Matrix to be fooled. That's right. Frexit, Italian exiting. I mean, guys, we are trying to take our individual countries' sovereignty back. That's what this is all about, Shady.
Right. Yes, reinstituting the national sovereignty and the borders of the countries. This whole mishmash globalist agenda thing has gotten way overblown, and now I think that since Britain walked away, you're going to see a lot more countries do this, I think.
So this is a good iPod tweet. While the world deals with COVID-19, the Cuomo debates who mother liked better. This is hilarious.
Stuff with the kids. I don't know why you take your shot at that. I mean, just because you don't cook. I mean, mom shares her secrets about how to make sauce. Very few people. I mean, you shouldn't criticize yourself that you're not one of the people that mom saw as worthy to, teach how to cook and make tomato sauce.
Well, look, I'm sure she would have. It's just that you spent so much more time in the kitchen, Chris, than I did. You were just available to her. You had that always
Sauce?
liked mom's little helper in the kitchen. I really respect that. So I think it's because you were there and always underfoot.
Yeah, see, I don't see it that way.
How many? I mean, you spent years in the kitchen when you think of it.
I don't see it that way. I didn't spend years in the kitchen.
I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean to offend you.
I think maybe you did, but that's okay. There's no offense taken. There's no offense taken. But what I'm saying is,
please. That you helped mom in the kitchen was a beautiful thing. I had to do work.
I didn't help mom in the kitchen. You're saying something a little different. She taught me things that she chose not to teach you, is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to play the sound.
May I ask you a question?
But I just, hold on a second. You have
where
a
are you?
I'm having a,
where are you? Can I ask you, where are you?
I'm in the process of making a point is where I am. I'm in my basement.
But where are you physically?
I'm in my basement.
You're in your basement.
That's what I just said. Yeah, that's where I am.
Oh, you're in your basement. I see. Well, you spend a lot of time there, right? Christina says she sends you there a lot. So kitchen and basement, that's where you've spent your life. Okay.
Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm in the basement because this is where I had the availability to do this. Right now, I need to be working at home. That's why I'm here. But Mom, you don't have to play the sound. But last night, I was doing what I do for my family, which is make my mother's sauce. She taught me how to make the sauce, which is something that is very coveted. And she said, I can only teach he, not she, he who will carry it on best. And you will see the B-roll of me cooking. My mother called me and said, and I was listening to one of her favorite songs, Andrea Bocelli, and you'll see I had a picture of her behind me, as I always do when I'm cooking in the kitchen. I always have a picture of my mother there to remember our bond and how I care for her, that she taught me how to make the sauce. She didn't teach anybody else. And she called.
And now I have coronavirus.
Those two are something else, man.
I mean, right?
What in the world is going on there? I mean, like you just want them to like get out and wrestle or something.
Here's that picture again. Oh my gosh! Look at this meme, Shady. Oh, I'm scrolling. Somebody
I can see how you could be angry.
I know, Dumb and Dumber. I mean, what are these guys, dude?
I mean, it's like, could you not like at least maybe put it aside and act like we have a national emergency that's more important than who was in the kitchen as a kid?
Mom always liked you best.
The Smith, what are these guys? Oh my gosh, what are they called again? I can't remember.
Okay, I'll do something. We like to do. Mom always liked you best.
There's the Cuomos, Smothers Brothers. What are they called? I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, Mom always liked you best, Shady.
I can't even react to that. It's so funny.
Then we've got this ALX guy saying Q is fake. What is with these people, Shady?
I'm not sure.
Why? What is fake about information, Alex, ALX, or whatever you want to call yourself? He says, it's pretty hilarious that people get so angry about this and yell at me for not studying Q. I really don't care what you believe, But I was in the Twitter DM with one of those original posters when he came up with the idea. No, I didn't take screenshots because no one thought it would get as big as it did. And also notice his account was suspended, so I can't get back and find it. Believe what you want. I'm just telling you. I don't believe in random magic letter anonymously posting on the internet. I'm shitting on America, apparently. No, you're just, here. So this is, sorry to burst your bubble, but Q is definitely real. Oh, how sore you will be when you find out. But it's not too late to join. We accept free whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's not really pooping on America. He doesn't need to believe in Q. But, it's the information. Again, Shady. My post is on the Q website as a proof meme. Interesting. Go ahead, Shady.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's not a belief thing.
Right. It's not a person.
You're right. It's not like this is not a religion. This is information that has been given to us. Simple, very simple. It's information. You can claim that Q isn't real if you want to, but the people saying Q doesn't exist is a farce. You're not paying attention to your reality. It exists. It is happening. And the amount of information that Q has given us is absolutely overwhelming, not to mention the proofs. If we just take the information, don't even talk about the proofs, just the information alone, connected stuff on a level for conspiracy-minded people like nothing else ever in history. And I understand that people can't see the forest for the trees sometimes, or they don't want to look at it. But the thing that they're saying Q is fake, it's okay. If you want to say Q is fake, where's your sauce?
Right.
Where's your info? You can't just say, "Oh, I was in a chat room with a guy before it started." That story's a little bit played out, DeFango.
Yeah, all you guys, right? This is the one thing I want to, just mention too. It's the information, ALX. It's the information, just as Shady stated. It's not an argument. We don't need to argue and say Q is fake. Q is not Q. Q is real. The information is real. Right? And everybody just, attacks it as it's a person.
Yep.
It's the information. They want to, Q wears red shoes.
If they were
I mean, that's what they want you to think. Go ahead, J.D.
Yeah, if they were properly talking about the information, they would show you the information in a Q post and then show you how that information was inaccurate.
Right. So let's take the Q posts and all the information that we've done, or let's take a select part of the Q post. Here's the Epstein Island dig, guys. Let's look at all of this other stuff and let's talk about it and the information, not the letter, not the number, not the letters. Here, and CJ Truth has a good response. Here we go.
17%. Who are they? Who the hell are the 17%?
You are the 17%.
Anybody in here from 17%? Don't raise your hand. It may be dangerous. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. So I think I might have been in Washington 17 times in my life. 17, 17, and 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. I spoke to him 17 minutes ago. I hung up the phone as you're coming in. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So you had 17 Republicans plus me. 17, 17, 17, 17,
plus me.
17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, planning it for 17 years.
Wow, guys. 17 plus me, Shady. Q and Q plus right there, brother.
Boy, that sure doesn't seem fake to me.
No. I think it's amazing. I also wanted to get into one more thing, guys. As you know, Keanu Reeves is having a new movie come out. They're doing a new movie called, for The Matrix. It's going to be a fourth one. Keanu Reeves, humans are about to break free from the Matrix. Wonder where they derived that idea from. Now comes the conspiracy label. The deeper we go, the more unrealistic it all becomes. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Q. Now let's go look at this article, guys. This is the humans are about to break free from the Matrix, guys. A war is being fought that will shape the future of human existence and the world we leave for our children, according to Keanu Reeves, who says he is quietly optimistic about the future because humanity is showing signs of breaking free from the Matrix. The human race has been enslaved for thousands of years, Keanu Reeves said while filming in the Mojave Desert, explaining, "We have been kept in a mental prison by shadowy elites and secret societies that have done all they can to suppress us and stop us from reaching our potential." But the Matrix star, who is filming scenes from Squarespace's upcoming Super Bowl commercial, says that the real-world Matrix is beginning to crack. Humanity is showing signs of breaking free from the Matrix. What a time to be alive. We are living in exciting times, explaining that he's been studying the ancient texts, including the Vedanta, and the Upanishads, and learning about the nature of reality. Keanu said, "Yeah, sure, there are a lot of people still only interested in keeping up with the Kardashians, but a significant chunk of the population have woken up. More importantly, there is now a new war being fought between our overlord and the masters and those who wish to set us free." Pretty interesting, guys, right?
Very interesting. And I think that this was right before they started filming the new movie or something, like a little while ago.
Yeah, this was, I just saw this article recently. This was February 2nd, 2018, right, from News Punch.
Right. And so very interesting that this was about, 2 months after Q started the drop? Right?
February 2nd, 2018, and February 12th, 2018 was the Matrix drop.
Right,
on
so
my
it was
birthday.
10 days before that drop, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So coincidence, the movie Matrix. Wonder where they learned that from, got that from, guys. Let's just go to that drop. And that actually is my birthday post. And I love that post so much, guys. And let's go over here. Boom. QAG. And let's go to Matrixxx. Matrixx. Oops. Matrixxx.
That's an O.
Can I spell?
That's an O.
Oh, Matrixx. This is live, guys. We'll do it live. We do it live. There's 9 Matrixes. Oh, yeah, because I'm on the top 200 list because everybody attacks me. Q said he's bad, but he calls me a Patriot. And that's that one. Hillary Clinton's top 200 list. Up there's Shady and I. That's awesome. That's good. Who has conspiracy? What a show. This is one of my. Oh yeah, that's the Matrix when I did that. Oh, nothing to see here, Matrix. Okay, here it is. Oh no, wait. We're gonna get that Matrix reference, Quince. Here it is. This is Q Post 749, 2/12, 2018. Controlling the crops controls the people. Sheep might be reaching, but throwing it out there. Q says, coincidence. The Matrix movie grew people as a crop, used for energy, and controlled their minds. Sound familiar? Wonder where they derived that idea from. Now comes the conspiracy label. The deeper we go, the more unrealistic it all becomes. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Q.
And that is kind of our power in this whole movement, is that choice to know will be yours. That is our power. That is how we can say to people, okay, if you don't want to read Q, that is fine. That as long as you're supporting your country and you have your own thoughts, that is fine. But the choice to know is yours. If you're here listening, if you're digging, if you're learning about Q, you're making the choice to know. And you, as most of you that are in the chat realize, you don't have to go far before you start finding stuff that you really think that you might not have wanted to know.
That's right. And here's my first Q, Shady. This is the Do you believe in coincidence? Think of context. Nothing to see here. It's about the Democrat playbook, Shady.
Wrap-up smears. The
Oh,
Democrat
say
playbook.
it isn't so. Think of context. Coincidence. Very interesting, guys. Shady. Wow. You will
I think
not
that we're
win,
seeing-
Pelosi.
Yeah, I think that with this going on with Pelosi and with all of the other people that are out there in government. Now, this isn't just, remember, now, I understand that we have kind of our eyes on Pelosi, but look at what's going on with Burr from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Look at the exposure that we're getting. They've now opened an investigation into him. This guy didn't just sell off his stocks in airplane or in airlines and hotel industry. He sold his whole portfolio of stocks in mid-February, and they came out and told everybody that we were prepared and it wasn't going to be that bad.
Yeah.
And now there's an investigation into him, Dianne Feinstein, and 2 other senators who are on the Intel committee, much like, Schiff and those people are on the Intel committee in the House. Well, the Intel committee in the Senate seems to have been up to the same type of swampy tactics.
Swampy swamp. And that's it right there. That's Justice Department investigates at least one lawmaker's, jeez, I tell you, at least one lawmaker's stock trades before coronavirus spike in the U.S., Shady.
Trouble.
Brr.
Lots of trouble. Lots of trouble coming,
guys.
because this is not going to fly with what's really happening in our country. You cannot stand there on your stump and say that this isn't connected to the corona and to your briefing. It literally happened that day.
And I want to remind everybody that this is not party. Yes, Burr is a Republican. This is not party politics, guys.
Correct. And you're going to find out soon that a lot of the people are wolves in sheep's clothing on the Republican side as well.
Here, let's listen to this.
This is more than party politics. This is about restoring old glory. This is about saving our land and our people from those who wish to harm. This is about preserving our republic. This is about preserving our safety. This is about restoring our strength. This is about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is about protecting our children. This is about saving America.
God bless you, Jackie. Well done. I'm so proud of everybody that did this. So what I did, guys, is I took everybody's part and I posted them.
And thank you for all the moderators here on the channel that helped put us together. LK, thank you. Queued Up, QD, Jackie, Rocket. You guys
Cutter,
are Christian.
Pseudonym.
Thank you so much.
Fiona.
This is very. Fiona's part was amazing as well.
Oh
this is
my God. Fiona's
very powerful.
Fiona's got the most views, guys.
It's very powerful.
Yeah. So Fiona and Queued Up are leading with the views. So here's Fiona. Let's listen.
The entire world is watching. Patriots from around the world are praying for America. We're all bound by a feeling deep inside, a feeling that cannot be publicly expressed for fear of ridicule, a feeling that challenges the mainstream narrative against that which we are told to accept and dare not question. Put simply, that people are being abused by those in power and time is running out. Remember the battles of Lexington and Concord. Give me liberty or give me death. For far too long, we have been silent and allowed our bands of strength that we once formed to defend liberty and freedom to deteriorate. We became divided, we became weak. We elected traitors to govern us. We allowed evil to prey on us. Those who claimed to represent us gave us false hope, made false promises. The evil and corruption only grew.
Wow. The entire world is watching. Well
And Q
done.
is fake.
Well done, Fiona. Well done. And then here is Queued Up's part. He's got the second most views. Let's listen to Queued Up. Here we go.
We are united in these states of America. We are and will always be patriots. We must rise again. We must unite again. We must fight again for God and country. God bless America. Where we go one, we go all.
Well done, Queued Up. Well done. Everybody, So amazing. And please, if you guys haven't seen it yet, here is the full reading. Mods will drop it. Pseudonym Kiwi Patriot and everybody involved in making this video. Just thank you and wow. Wow. I'm not crying, Sharon. You are. Oh my gosh. Quasma says, let it play. All right, so let's let it play, guys. 1,600 people watching. We love you. Here we go.
1, vote. 2, monetary value, tax contribution. 3, why is free thought ridiculed, challenged, and threatened when a person is opposed to the mainstream narrative? 2, remains fixed, degree allowable by economic recession and expansion. 1, remains a variable. 1, dependent on a controlled system of information dissemination. What happens when 90% of the media is controlled and owned by 6 corporations? What happens when those same corporations are operated and controlled by a political ideology? What happens when the news is no longer free from bias? What happens when the news is no longer reliable and independent? What happens when the news is no longer trustworthy? What happens when the news simply becomes an extension arm of a political party? Fact becomes fiction. Fiction becomes fact. When does news become propaganda? Identity creation.
How does the average person who is under constant financial stress by design find time to research and discern fact versus fiction? Majority of people more prone to believe someone in power sitting behind a big brand news name. Do people, human psyche, tend to follow the majority mainstream viewpoint in fear of being isolated and or shunned? Mainstream is used for a reason. Dominate trend in opinion. If a majority of people believe X, then X must be validated true. Why do mainstream media heads within different organizations always use the same keywords and or catchphrases? Coordinated? By who? Outside entity providing instructions? Do they count on the fact that people, human psyche, are more prone to believe something if heard over and over again by different trusted sources? Do echo chamber tactics provide validation credibility to the topic, point being discussed? Threat to intellectual freedom? Would control over of these institutions, organizations, allow for mass control of population's viewpoint regarding a desired topic? Read again. Digest. Would control over of these institutions, organizations, allow for the mass control of population's viewpoint regarding a desired topic? Logical thinking. Why, after the election of 2016, did D's and media corporations jumpstart a coordinated and planned divisive blitz intended to create falsehoods regarding illegitimacy of election, character assassination of POTUS through sexism, racism, and every other ism? Pre-post 2016 election, why were violent masked terror orgs such as Antifa immediately created and funded? Why were these organizations tasked with immediate intimidation, shutdown of any pro-POTUS rallies and or events? Why were marches immediately organized to counter and silence pro-POTUS rally and or events? Why were marches immediately organized which divided people into sex, gender, race, ism? When you control the levers of news dissemination, you control the narrative. Control of the narrative equals power. When you are blind, what do you see?
They want you divided.
Okay.
Divided by religion, divided by sex, divided by political affiliation, divided by class. When you are divided and angry and controlled, you target those different from you, not those responsible controllers. Divided, you are weak. Divided, you pose no threat to their control. When non-dogmatic information becomes free and transparent, it becomes a threat to those who attempt to control the narrative and or stable livestock kept, sheep, When you are awake, you stand on the outside of the stable, groupthink collective, and have free thought. Free thought is a philosophical viewpoint which holds that positions regarding truth should be formed on the basis of logic, reason, and empiricism, rather than authority, tradition, revelation, or dogma. This represents a clear and present danger to the constitutional republic of the United States of America. Q.
Decide for yourself. Be free from outside opinion. Decide for yourself. Be objective in your conclusions. Decide for yourself. Be true in your own beliefs. Decide for yourself. Be open to following the facts. Decide for yourself. Be strong in defending your beliefs. Decide for yourself. Be resistant to blindly accepting factless statements.
Rocket girl.
Those that attack you, those that mock you, those who call you, those who control you, those who label you, do they represent you, or do they represent themselves in some form? Mental enslavement.
The Great Awakening, freedom of thought, was designed and created not only as a back channel to the public, away from the long-standing mind control of the corrupt and heavily biased media, to endure future events through transparency and regeneration of individual thought, breaking the chains of groupthink, but more importantly, aid in the construction of a vehicle, a ship that provides the scattered free thinkers with a starter, new social networking platform which allows for freedom of thought, expression, patriotism, or national pride, feeling of love, devotion, and sense of attachment to a homeland and alliance with other citizens who share the same sentiment. When non-dogmatic information becomes free and transparent, it becomes a threat to those who attempt to control the narrative and or the stable. When you are awake, you stand on the outside of the stable, groupthink collective, and have free thought. Free thought is a philosophical viewpoint which holds that position regarding truth should be formed on the basis of logic, reason, and empiricism, rather than authority, tradition, revelation, or dogma. When you are awake, you are able to clearly see. The choice is yours and yours alone. Trust and put faith in yourself. You are not alone and you are not in the minority. Difficult truths will soon see the light of day. Where we go one, we go all. Q.
The entire world is watching. Patriots from around the world are praying for America. We're all bound by a feeling deep inside, a feeling that cannot be publicly expressed for fear of ridicule, a feeling that challenges the mainstream narrative against that which we are told to accept and dare not question. Put simply, that people are being abused by those in power and time is running out. Remember the battles of Lexington and Concord. Give me liberty or give me death. For far too long, we have been silent and allowed our bands of strength that we once formed to defend liberty and freedom to deteriorate. We became divided, we became weak. We elected traitors to govern us. We allowed evil to prey on us. Those who claimed to represent us gave us false hope, made false promises. The evil and corruption only grew.
This is more than party politics. This is about restoring old glory. This is about saving our land and our people from those who wish to harm. This is about preserving our republic. This is about preserving our safety. This is about restoring our strength. This is about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is about protecting our children. This is about saving America.
We are all God's children. We are fathers. We are mothers. We are daughters. We are sons. We are brothers. We are sisters. We do not look at race. We do not look at skin color.
We are united in these states of America. We are and will always be patriots. We must rise again. We must unite again. We must fight again for God and country. God bless America. Where we go one, we go all.
Where we go one, we go all, guys.
Yeah,
all.
And I would like to, Matrixxx, I'd like to take just a moment.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to take just a moment for us to sit here in silence and to think about why it is you fight for your country and what it is that you love about your country. Thank you. Where we go one, we go all. It's not hard. It pops right in your head, doesn't it? What it is that you love about your country, why you fight, why you support the president, why you didn't support the presidents of past, why we stand in solidarity, why we go every day, why you try to stand in front of people who don't believe you and show them something. Is that a positive for you? It puts you at a disadvantage in a conversation, but you do it anyway because you answered the call for freedom. You heard someone say, we're going to make America great again. And you believed them, guys. You believed them. And then you watched him do it. And he's doing it right in front of us every day. And he's coming up there and he's taking all these slings and arrows for us. And the least that we could do is to try to talk to our fellow brothers and sisters and say, why do you love America? Yes, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. But why do you love America? We have to change our country from being a Kabbalistic center controller weapon against the world into a solidarity, unified front of love, freedom, light, and hope and happiness. That's who we are, and that's who we are quickly headed down the road to become again, guys. And I tell you, man, that reading, you guys that helped us do that, Kiwi, Queued Up, QD, Rocket, Jackie, Fiona, Christian, man, LK, you can really feel what we mean whenever we read that, can't you?
There's nothing fake about this, guys.
Nope, it's us. That's who we are, and that's what we mean. And when Q dropped those posts the other day, we were like, wow, you know, it says so much in there, and he's talking right to so many people, not just Americans, in the whole world. He's saying to you that we are on a path to freedom again, instead of on the path of destruction. Communism will not take hold in America. Socialism will not take hold in America because freedom is in our hearts and minds. It's not in the school books, not in the history books. It's in your hearts and minds. And with that, no one can take it away from you. They can do whatever they want to your body, but they can never take away what you love and care about. And I want you to all remember that. Remember that every day. Share it with your children. Share it with your parents. Share it with anyone who will listen, because we have something here in this moment that is unprecedented and unknown, unheard of in the history of mankind as a collective, guys. It's biblical.
Biblical, and there's nothing
Plug
fake.
into the power of Scripture.
Put on the armor of God, Patriots. God bless everyone in harm's way.
In the Lord and mighty in his power. Put on the full armor of God. So that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take up the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. And pray in the Spirit on all occasions, with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert. And always keep on praying for all the Lord's people.
Wow, guys, amen. I think I needed that today too, guys. Whew, Shady. Wow, your words were powerful, and I just had to follow it up with the armor of God for all you beautiful patriots, for our president, for the people in harm's way. Shady Groove, amazing.
For the operators that are active out there,
Yes,
please
sir.
stay safe and Godspeed.
Yes, sir. And remember, it's an invisible enemy. Invisible enemy, folks. Amazing, guys. Amazing show today, Shady. You got a couple of stories to wrap it up. What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's just wanted to bring a couple things here real quick to your attention.
Go, Shady.
Before we jump out of here, this was article just put out by Gateway Pundit. The new evidence confirming the FBI is lying after the former assistant U.S. attorney claims that under oath the FBI did examine the computer of Seth Rich.
Oh, my God.
Now, remember, they were telling us a few months back that there was no FBI files on the case about Seth Rich.
Wow, guys.
And so now we have the assistant attorney general under oath that the FBI did examine his computer, which would probably indicate that the FBI did know that he was the leaker.
Wow.
Seth Rich was a hero. Seth Rich was a Democrat. I want to make that clear.
As was General Flynn.
Seth Rich was a Democrat who was trying to support his candidate, which he wanted to see Bernie. And they were railroading Bernie, and he didn't like it. And he thought he would try to tell the truth to people by getting this information to WikiLeaks. And it's very early on in the Q drops where he references Seth Rich. And the whole story is in QMAP, where he references Seth Rich and the MS-13 hit by two men who were later murdered.
And Debbie Wasserman Schultz was also the one, apparently, from our dig that gave the go order, Shady.
Yeah, and we also had Donna Brazil showing up at the hospital at 4 a.m. that night, didn't she?
Oh, my gosh. And he was robbed, but nothing was taken.
He was killed, but nothing was stolen.
Right.
He had $2,000 in cash in his pocket and also extremely expensive watch he was wearing.
Wow.
That was left on the body.
Wow,
so,
shady.
And the DC police declared that this was a robbery, but they didn't rob him.
Wow.
Okay. So I think this is a pretty big story. It's definitely a lead in to talk about Seth Rich. We know that we have all this stuff going on overseas with Julian Assange right now. This is connected at the hip, the story of Julian Assange and Seth Rich. And this was also another story that just that Mel Gibson came out and made. I mean, that's his quote right there. You can read the quote. It's an open secret in Hollywood. These people have their own religious and spiritual teachings and their own social and moral frameworks, their own sacred texts. They are sick, believe me, and they couldn't be more at odds with what America stands for.
Wow, shady.
And look at how this man, Mel Gibson, has been attacked for the last,
Well, when he did the Christ movie, right?
Yeah, but he was even being attacked before then, and they were making him out to be a religious zealot, and he was anti-Jewish, much like what the boards do, right, Matrixxx?
Yes.
Same exact slide, I mean, so this wrap-up smear.
And didn't they have him like yelling at his daughter or something like that?
Right. I mean, and he probably was yelling at his daughter, and that was off the, outside of what you would consider good behavior, but it isn't relevant to the attacks that they were making on him about his religious beliefs.
And people make mistakes too.
Yes,
wow,
they do.
Shady.
And whenever you are immersed in this and you're trying to get out, they don't make it very easy for you to get out. They make your life a living hell.
They do. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to agree and continue. Here it is, Shady. Why don't you read some of this? Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood studios are drenched in the blood of innocent children, according to Mel Gibson, who claims the consumption of baby blood is so popular in Hollywood that it basically operates as a currency of its own. And remember, in Godfather 3, the quote is, "The only wealth in the world is the children." He goes on to say Hollywood elites, who are mostly Jewish by their own admission, look at how they throw that in there, are an enemy of mankind, continually acting contrary to our best interest and breaking every God-given taboo known to man, including the sanctity of children. Mel Gibson said in London, where he is promoting his role in Daddy's Home 2, his most prominent on-screen role in years. It's an open secret in Hollywood. These people have their own religious and spiritual teachings, their own social and moral frameworks. They have their sacred texts. They are sick, believe me. They couldn't be more at odds with what America stands for. Mel Gibson appeared on the Graham Norton show on BBC on Friday as he schooled shocked guests about the real nature of the Hollywood elites in the green room backstage after his appearance, explaining that he spent the last 10 years working on my own ideas outside of the Hollywood system after being blacklisted by Hollywood in 2006 for sharing opinions that the industry in the world that run counter to liberal orthodoxy. Gibson said, "I don't know how to break it to you gently. Hollywood is institutionalized pedophilia."
Wow.
They are using and abusing kids. They chum through a huge amount of kids every year. Their spiritual beliefs, if you can call them that, direct them to harvest the energy of the kids. They feast on this stuff and they thrive on it.
Oh, wow. And real quick before you keep going, I want to keep reading this, but I do want to stand corrected. Thank you very much. He was yelling at his wife, and that was Baldwin. So Mel Gibson yelling at his wife, Baldwin yelling at his kids. But I stand corrected. Thank you, guys. Shady, continue, man. I think we want to read this whole thing.
What do I mean? This isn't some kind of artistic abstraction. They harvest the blood of children. They eat their flesh. They believe this gives them life force. If the child was suffering in body and psyche before it died, they believe this gives them extra life force. There is a creative and loving force inside most of us that guides us through life. These people don't have this, and for them, it's the opposite. According to Mel Gibson, who spent 30 years in and out of Hollywood system, the industry elites thrive on pain, trauma, stress, abuse, and suffering. Hollywood is drenched in the blood of innocent children. For a long time, all the references to pedophilia and cannibalism were symbolic or elusive, but I was personally introduced to the practice in the early 2000s. I can talk about this now because these people, the execs, they are
executives
dead now.
Yeah.
Blood of sexually abused infant is considered highly enriched and is highly prized. The money changing hands favors the kickbacks. You have no idea. Babies are a high-functioning currency all of their own. Babies are their premium brand of high-grade caviar, cocaine, diamond, steak. But according to Gibson, this isn't a flavor of the month perversion, popular among men and women who have grown bored of standard issue sins. This isn't anything new. If you do some research, you will see it's a metaphysical, alchemical phenomena, and you can find it behind the scenes in all the dark eras of history. It's a dark, multi-dimensional occult art and practice used by secret societies in the last few hundred years for social programming, mind control, and raised to its zenith by Hollywood in America in our era.
Wow.
And that is exactly, I think that he's feeling some strength from all of you guys and from the information getting out there, and the idea that Google is even more lenient towards the search terms now and the stuff that we're talking about and how it plays in, and the rituals that go back centuries, thousands and thousands of years, that nothing changed from the biblical time other than they convinced the whole world it wasn't there. It's still right there.
And so
right
that's what I was waiting for, Shady. You know, we've been talking about this in Denochrome and all that. I've been waiting for something exactly like this. When was this released? October 12th, 2018.
Yep.
I am so proud of Mel Gibson for actually having the courage to say this, Shady. We know it's true.
Yep.
Wow. That is, and this is the EU Times, European Union Times. Trying to find out. I mean, they seem pretty legit, guys.
Yeah, and I was going.
They do endorse communism in its Soviet Union form. To make things clear, look at that.
I tweeted it yesterday because I don't remember seeing this whenever it came out, and I don't know. I was kind of just tweeting it to see if anybody else remembers it. But it's interesting that it was just sort of being circulated yesterday on Twitter.
Wow.
So I would go ahead and refresh people's memories on it.
Brilliant Anon found it, or whoever found it, hat tip, because that is exactly what I've been looking for, folks. To be quite honest. Wow, man. Wow. I am just unbelievable. Mark Meadows resigned. I just can't believe it. Here's that QAnon article, Shady.
Yeah, Mark Meadows resigned because he's going to be the White House Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff. Congratulations, Mr. Meadows.
No doubt, brother.
Wow. And then there's that fake news QAnon mom charged with it. That could be Democrat mom. That could be whatever mom. They're trying to tie people to a group. We are individuals, fake news. Don't you get it? I also wanted to show you this, Shady. This is Matrixxx. Says, listen up. This is a very good chance Trump already gave the signal and we didn't see it. And it makes sense not to alert the bad guys. Only the awake would know. Read it exactly. Why 7:55 and not 8 o'clock? Q post 55. Look to Twitter. Exactly this. My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. God bless. 7:55 at 1:15 a.m. Also, if you look at this, 7 plus 5 plus 5 is 17, 7:55. 5-5, that's a hat tip to Queued Up. Fox News was saying 8 a.m., but our president said 7:55 and retweeted it twice. Once at 1:15 a.m. Eastern time, and then that day in the morning.
Yep.
So is the storm upon us?
I think the storm is upon us.
And that's all I got for today, Shady. And we will see you guys tomorrow. What do you guys think? Press 5-5 if you guys think this could be the storm is upon us, guys. Oh my gosh, Shady. What an amazing show.
I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Matrixxx Groove show. We've decided to call it a show instead of an hour because we never get it done in an hour. And I really appreciate all of you who've joined us in the QArmy Plus server. We're having a great time over there. If you would like to join us, the join button is right there below the video. You can come over to the Discord.
Yep.
Thank you.
Let's head over there in about 15 minutes, Shady. We're going to go over to the QArmy Plus Discord server in 15 minutes, folks. Shady, you want to join me?
I think I'll join you.
All right. We'll see you over at the QArmy Plus Discord server, guys. If you're not in it yet, you can hit join below here. What you've got to do, folks, is you've got to have a Discord account. You've got to join here. Then you've got to sync your Discord to your YouTube, guys. And sometimes it takes a little time, okay? So be patient. Mickey Molina is saying how. Let me just get this up here, guys. Mickey, stay here, stay right here. I'm going to show you right now. I actually think I've got it right here. YouTube sync. All right, so it's not that easy. I did have I-70 was having an issue as well, and I actually helped him. But this is the YouTube server, right? So you've got your connections. You got to go to user settings after you have your account. You know, so basically the steps are this. Let me go back to here. The steps are this. You got to... So you've got to have a Discord account. Click on the user settings. There's the copy of your user settings. Click on connections. Click on the YouTube icon. Sync active YouTube account with Discord account and wait for the boom, guys. Wait for it. And sometimes with a phone, you have to keep your phone on. Don't let your screen come up. Okay? Don't let your, like how your phone goes to sleep. Don't let it go to sleep. It's better with a computer. It's faster with a computer. But I have heard that it's taken sometimes about an hour as well, guys. So please have patience. We want to see you all. And we're going to see you guys in about, 15 minutes, Shady.
Thank you, everyone. Much love out there. This is epic times. And please take some time to interface and interact with your family without distraction. Find out things about them that you didn't know. Use this time to reconnect, because I have a funny feeling that Americans going back to the struggle to survive and to eat is not going to be a reality. That's not what we're going back to. Whenever the country opens back up, it's going to be a whole nother world. As a matter of fact, with what we were talking about yesterday and the moves against the Fed, it looks like within 6 or 7 months of this maneuvering that we're doing behind the scenes by election time, we could have the whole Federal Reserve nationalized back in the Treasury. Very interesting stuff that's happening out there. It's kind of complicated to discuss, but it's very interesting. So all you financial tycoons out there, go check out what I'm talking about. It's
I think we nailed it. I think we nailed it, Shady. I think
boom,
we nailed it.
Guys.
And that is a big boom shakalaka. Sophia Chick, hello. How are you? Fiona, thank you very much. You guys are amazing. Lisa, we will have a new supply chain. I think we're ironing out right now. Alice Wendelken, hello. Come on over. Join us over if you're a QArmy Plus member. We'll see you over there. 15 minutes. Boom, Shady. Thank you all, guys. We love you so much. At Shady Grooove with 3 O's on Twitter. At intheMatrixxx with 3 X's. Wait till you see. We got something coming. Something big is about to drop. intheMatrixxx with 3X's.com. Keep an eye on it. We love you, Patriots. See you tomorrow. 1,300 hours East Coast every day here on this YouTube channel. Help us spread the word. intheMatrixxx with 3 X's on YouTube. And then you have to hit enter in search. We are so hidden. Or it's intheMatrixxx with 3 X's.com. You can check us there. Or YouTube.com/C/intheMatrixxx with 3 X's. Links us directly. Love you, Patriots. Peace.